I wasn't wrong, it is brilliant, but it does have some minor flaws. So today we're taking another look at the Maverick Quantum Flux RX, and I recently said this thing was a masterpiece. Now, since doing the original review video, I have found some things which I'm not really keen on. And one of those things is the body shell. Now, don't get me wrong, I think this thing looks fantastic, and that was a controversial opinion as well, because there's a lot of people out there saying it really doesn't look as good as I said it does. I think it looks good, and I think it's one of the best looking cars I've had on the channel. I don't expect everyone to agree with everything I say, it's just my opinion. Now, I don't have an issue with the way this car looks, but I do have an issue with how weak that body shell actually is. Now, when I took this out previously, I really wasn't pushing that hard. We were running on level ground. Yes, it was dirt, but there was nothing really that could damage this thing. And yet somehow it still managed to get damaged. And that is because the body shell itself is quite thin. I would have liked if this was just a little bit thicker. Now, what I do want to show you is if this thing ends up on its roof and pressure is put on the top there, as you can see, this is going to be the weakness, this area here. I would have liked if there was some sort of bracing inside or some sort of support for that body. Another thing I wasn't a fan of was the stock body clips. Now, I've changed those out for some Team Car Rally 1/8 scale body clips, and I've actually drilled some holes and I'm using the clip retainers. I think this is a much better method of doing it, and you won't be losing any body clips. Now, let's talk about the wheels and tyres then. Now, before buying this, I have to admit I was so excited to get one. I didn't really take much of a look at spare parts or upgrades. I knew they were there, but I didn't realise there wasn't really a huge amount of upgrades available for this. But the one thing that bothers me is the fact that you can't actually find any aftermarket wheels and tyres that will comfortably fit this thing. Now, you may be thinking, well, this is 1/8 scale, surely you can fit buggy wheels and tyres. Well, you can't, because they're just a little bit too big. Now, because these things are a particular size, you are going to be limited to using the stock wheels and tyres at this time. I'm really hoping that a company out there does start to make some aftermarket options. So let's get the body off and talk about some of the issues I've had underneath. Right, so let's start with the dust cover. Now, this thing really didn't give much protection whatsoever. Lots of stones and dirt still managed to get underneath. Now, I get where they were going with this. This is obviously an off-road vehicle, which is why they thought you would need this, compared to the on-road vehicle, which didn't actually come with one. The only issue is there's still a gap down there, which is big enough to let dirt and grime in. And that's exactly what happened to mine. Now, on that first run, I did actually drive this thing through some puddles. And what happened the day after? Well, every single bearing on this thing seized up. And that is because, unlike some other premium brands out there, this thing was using metal shielded bearings. Now, if you're new to RC or you don't really know a huge amount about bearings, usually we use two different types. We've got the metal shielded ones or the rubber sealed ones. Now, metal shielded bearings are usually absolutely fine, especially if you're running in dry conditions. Now, everywhere I've checked, they list this thing as waterproof, and you would expect this to come with rubber sealed bearings. Now, I have gone ahead and changed out all the bearings on this thing. It's now running rubber sealed bearings throughout, and I'm hoping this will hold up better if we decide to run it in the rain or in the dirt. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there who do live in nice sunny countries. Unfortunately, here in the UK I don't, so rubber sealed is the best option for me. This is a budget 1/8 scale vehicle, which is probably why they decided to go for the other option. Apart from the bearing issue, I've had no other issues with the chassis in general. Do you remember the speed run? No? Well, check this out. Well, it feels quick. Oh, it's hard to keep it in a straight line. Right, so let's see what we got. 46. That's actually really impressive. So it did achieve 46 miles per hour, which in my opinion is more than quick enough. But of course, people hit the comments and said this is a 4S vehicle, it should be a lot quicker. Guys, this is an off-road vehicle, it's made to be used off-road, it's not an on-road car. 46 is more than enough for anyone. Now, the final flaw in my opinion is the steering servo. Now, on the original video I actually said it felt alright to me, but now I've had a chance to properly test this, I have to say it does feel a little bit slower than expected. But we do have to remember, once again, this is a cheap, ready to run. It's not a major issue, and I will replace that with something a little bit more powerful. Now, I wanted to mention all these things because if you are looking to get one of these, and I can see these things being seriously popular, recently they were sold out everywhere in the UK as far as I'm aware, so they are growing in popularity, and I just don't want you to get any nasty surprises. So I've come to my local pump track. We're going to get this thing back out today and we're going to see how it performs doing a few jumps. So here we go then, first test on a proper track. It does handle really well. Now I know I said that steering servo is slow, but it is usable. Now it might not have the ground clearance of a buggy or a monster truck, but it will still hold up on a track like this. Every time we reach the top of a jump, the body shell does just clip the top of it. Yes! And guys, do you know what? If an RC car puts a smile on your face, that is what this hobby is about. I didn't even see that there was a twig there. This thing is rapid. It's incredibly capable on the grass. And I said that on the first video as well. Oh, what a beast. Now for £289, I can't see a lot out there being as good as this, you know, and putting such a big smile on your face. I absolutely love this thing. Now the thing that bothers me really most of all is the lack of upgrade options and the lack of wheel and tyre options as well. But look, when you see past all of that, what you have is a remarkable little machine. So there we go then guys, that was the Maverick Quantum RX Flux, back out again for another run, and yet again it has put a huge smile on my face. And that is because I've demonstrated again today that it is extremely capable, it's quick, and it's incredibly fun. And that is something you want when you're looking for a cheap RC car. Now if you can see past the minor issues and the minor flaws, this is still an incredible machine. Now if you want a cheap RC rally car, well there isn't really anything else out there that is going to be as cheap or as good. Yes, you've got the Traxxas Rally and you've got the HPI WR8, but they're a lot more expensive. Now I'm very interested to hear once again what you guys make of this. Drop a comment down below and let me know. Now guys, that 20,000 subscriber milestone is getting so close now. Please do me a favour, help me reach that goal. Hit that subscribe button and stay up to date. So we're going to leave the video there today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing this thing back out again for another run. Don't think this is going to be the last we see of this on the channel, because I will be doing some more stuff with this in the summer. Cheers for watching, see you on the next one. Take care. Now if you enjoyed today's video, why not stick around for a bit longer? Click the top video to check out my full review of the Maverick Quantum RX Flux, or click the bottom video if you want to check out 3 must-have cheap RC cars for 2023.